G'day guys, welcome back to Aussie 7 Cents, where we talk about Australian personal finance, investing in shares, property, and of course, precious metals. So today I'll give you guys a nice little rundown as to my gold side of the portfolio. Oh yes, beautiful pieces of yellow metal, yellow rock, as some would say. But hey, there is a value assigned to these. There always has been and always will be something that's treasured and revered by humanity. And it really is the most realist and purest form of money. Realist, is that a word? I'm not even sure myself. Let me know if it is a word. But I'll go through my little collection in chronological order that I've actually acquired them. And I'll also give a quick rundown as to the amount of weight of gold each of them has, as well as at the end of the video, I'll also tell you guys how much they're all worth. Using today's current spot price. Without further ado, let's start off with this nice little 1 gram gold bar, and it's obviously from the Royal Mint. It has Britannia on the front of it. This is the first piece of gold I've ever invested, and I bought this back in would have been the hype period of August, early September of last year. But yeah, this was my first investment of gold, but I wasn't 100% satisfied with this because I couldn't retouch it. You see, it's inside the assay card. I had a little bit of satisfaction removing the protective film I had, which was great. But other than that, it's stuck in there, and it wasn't 100% satisfied. And gold bars never really, interested me as much as coins did, because coins felt more like real money. So of course, I had to get myself a coin. So this is the next investment I made. This is the Britannia 2025. As you can see, it's 1/4 ounce of 4/9 fine gold, which I believe it weighs about 7.77 grams of pure gold. Let's pop it out of the capsule I've got here. As you can see, the capsule is quite damaged because I do like fiddling around with these beautiful pieces of metal. And of course, when I first got this coin, it didn't come with a capsule at all. And I fiddled around with it a bit too many times. You can see in the corner over here, there's a bit of a dent. Yes, I've dropped it. I've flipped the coin too many times. There's plenty of scratches on the effigy of King Charles, which you can see over here as well. But you know what? I don't care. It's still 1/4 ounce of gold. It hasn't lost its weight. It hasn't lost its value. And I absolutely love it. So that was my first gold bullion coin, and the second piece of gold that I've ever got. Now the next piece would have been, I believe, nope, not that one. It would have been this one. This one is a gold sovereign, 1915 gold sovereign. So it was a gold sovereign that was made during the First World War. And what I find special about this coin, and what I absolutely love about this coin, is not the fact that, it has Benedetto Petrucci's beautiful design of St. George slaying the dragon, which, to be fair, is my favorite design of the coin. In fact, this is my favorite coin, really, of all the coins that are out there. It's not the fact that it has that beautiful design of it, but it's the fact that if you look very closely, I don't know if I can zoom in here, you can see there's a little S on the ground right there. I don't know if you can see it properly, but yeah, there's a little S on the ground there, and that stands for the Sydney Mint. So this gold sovereign, although it is technically a British gold sovereign, was actually made in Australia, in the Sydney Mint. How cool is that? Absolutely beautiful Australian-made gold sovereign, and it was circulated throughout Australia, throughout the British Empire, really. But I absolutely love it. This was my third investment, but honestly, sovereigns, they're for me. Absolutely love it. Beautiful sovereigns. And honestly, I couldn't help myself, I had to get another sovereign. I absolutely loved them. So the next sovereign I got was this one. This one's a 2023 sovereign. Oh, and by the way, sovereigns they weigh about 0.2354 ounces, the gold weight that is, and which I believe is about 7.32 grams of gold. They're 22 karat, so they only contain a purity of 91.67% of pure gold, because these coins were circulated throughout the British Empire. So of course they had to be a little bit more durable than the bullion coins you see over there. So yeah, absolutely beautiful coin. But of course I had to get another one. I had to get this one. Mind you, gold was very expensive at the time. This one here is my half sovereign. You can see it's literally half the size of this one. Absolutely beautiful. I wonder if that's focusing it there. Let's see. As you can see, yeah, it's half the size of this full sovereign. And a sovereign had the denomination of £1. So this one would have the denomination of ½ pound. But of course, it's not used anymore. This is actually a commemorative / bullion sovereign. This is a 2023 one. You can see the color's a bit different because 2023, they didn't use any silver on the sovereigns, and so therefore they came out a little bit more pinkish compared to the old style traditional yellow gold sovereigns. They did move back to the yellow gold sovereigns from 2026 onwards, which is great to see. Some people didn't really like the rose pink sovereigns, but I don't mind it. I still love it. Still has the classic design, and of course we have King Charles III here with his crown. This is obviously the coronation sovereign, half sovereign. And of course, being a half sovereign, it has 0.1177 ounces of gold, as opposed to 0.2354 ounces in the full sovereign. Now 0.1177 ounces is 3.476 grams of gold. So a nice little a little coin of gold there. So after the half sovereign, the next coin I acquired would have been this one. This one is a South African ½ pound, and I believe this was actually a collective or commemorative coin instead of it being a circulated coin at the time. And as you can see, it even has a very striking resemblance to the more common South African Cougarand, which was arguably the first bullion coin that was ever sold to the world. It obviously has the same design. But this is a commemorative coin, I believe, or a collector's coin. And it has the same purity as a sovereign. So both of these are 22 karat, so 91.67% gold. Both of these was 0.1177 ounce, had 0.1177 ounces of gold, which is 3.476 grams of gold. And they also were the same size as well. Same size, same purity, same gold content, same weight. So in many ways, the South African Cougarand, the bullion gold South African Cougarand, I believe, really was modeled after the sovereign, the British sovereign. So if you ever wondered why South African Cougarands were 22 karat instead of being pure gold, we know why. It's because they were copying the British sovereigns. So after I got that coin, I had to get this other coin from my local coin shop that I got. So this one has the denomination of R1 instead of it being £1, because obviously in 1976 it was no longer a part, South Africa wasn't a part of the British Empire anymore, or at least I believe it wasn't. So yeah, this is pretty much the same coin, except that it has R1 and it doesn't have a British monarch on the back of the coin. But yeah, this is also the same weight, same purity. Absolutely beautiful looking design, as you would see in all Cougarands. I absolutely love it. It's beautiful. Now, after I got that coin, what did I get next? I believe it would have been this one, also from my local coin shop. This is actually my oldest gold coin. So this one is a hammered British gold half guinea. I don't know what a half guinea is, so maybe you guys can let me know in the comments below what kind of denomination or you know, how many shillings made up a half guinea. But I believe this is what they call a military half guinea, because it had the coat of arms shield back on the front. But yeah, this is from 1808, and we have obviously King George III, De Gratia, by the grace of God, on the side of the coin here. It looks to be in absolutely fantastic condition. I'm sure there's a few scratches there. I didn't cause it, I promise you that. But for a coin that's well over 200 years old, it looks to be in fantastic shape. Look at that. But look how thin this is. This only contains about 0.1231 ounces of gold, or 3.828 grams of gold. It was also 22 karat, but you know, half guinea. I had to get this coin because it just looked absolutely beautiful. It is just a very old historical coin that has really kept its shine. It's really kept its luster. I absolutely love it. It's a piece of history. So that was added to my collection. Pretty cool. Now the next coin I got would have been this one. This one is a Swiss franc, 20 Swiss francs. And this one was made in 1901. So I don't believe this is a restrike year. Swiss franc restrike years are usually 1947. But this is a 1901, so it's not a restrike, I think. It has B there, which represents the Bern Mint. It was made in the Bern Mint. 20 Swiss francs. It's got the shield back of the Swiss. Shield back of the Swiss. We've also got Helvetia, which I believe is the personification of Switzerland, with a little bit of Swiss Alps in the background there. It looks absolutely beautiful. Unfortunately, there's a bit of a scratch on her mouth going down across her cheek there. It came that way, I'm afraid. So, but other than that, this is a beautiful Swiss franc. It contains 0.1867 ounces of gold. It's 90% gold, and I believe the weight in grams, let me see my notes here, is 5.807 grams. It's obviously the very similar size to a sovereign, but obviously it's just a little bit smaller than a sovereign. Of course, it has less gold than a sovereign as well, and it was obviously less pure as well. But still, this would have been the Swiss equivalent of the British sovereign at the time. Beautiful coin to have. I do hope one day to find a French franc, 20 franc French coin, gold coin with the rooster on it. I always thought those looked incredible to have. Anyways, I've also got this 1 gram gold bar right after that. So it's quite similar to this gold bar, except this is from the ABC Bullion, which is the Australian bullion company here. I got it for a very low premium at the time, but this is actually supposed to be for my partner. So this technically isn't mine. She's asked me to keep it safe for her, so we keep it in our deposit boxes. Keep this in my deposit box along with all my other gold here. But yeah, it's just 1 gram of fine gold from the ABC Bullion. Pretty cool, pretty neat to have. I would say that the assay card here is a little bit cheap. It looks like it's laminated, but hey, you know what? I don't care. It still looks very nice. It's a nice little piece of gold. So after I've got that, I believe the next coin I acquired would have been this one. I got this one off eBay, I believe. And this is a 1912. I believe this is the Titanic year, the year that the Titanic sunk. So it's a 1912 sovereign. Now this one is actually from the London Mint, because if we look closely, it doesn't actually have a mint mark on the ground like the other coin did, which means it's from the London Mint, originally from the London Mint. So this is a proper British sovereign. You can see here it's doesn't have as much luster as the 1915. This has obviously been circulated a little bit more, but still, it is still 0.2354 ounces of 91.67% gold, which is 7.32 grams of gold. It still has the absolute beautiful design of St. George slaying the dragon by Benedetto Pestrucci, and of course, being from 1912, still has King George V on the other side of the coin. So as you can see, I absolutely love sovereigns. I have like 1, 2, 3, 4 sovereigns here in my little collection. I absolutely love the design. It is my favorite coin. Anyways, to move on, my next coin that I acquired, I believe, would have been this one. My next gold. Now this one I had to get because it was such a presence when I saw it in the coin shop, because of its size. It's the pure size of this sovereign makes these standard sovereigns, look anemic. Look at that. Look at that. Hang on, let me see if I can show you guys a nice little comparison of these sovereigns. So if you look here, we've got the half sovereign over here. This is the full sovereign, and this is the double sovereign. How awesome is that? This is a massive coin. This thing contained 0.4708 ounces of gold, or 14.64 grams of gold. Of course, it still has the same purity, which is 91.67% of gold. But this coin is double the size of a standard sovereign. So this would have been 2 pounds instead of it being 1 pound with the standard sovereign. So this was a really hefty coin, and this was not a coin that people would have used for everyday trade or circulation. This was something that was used by either merchants, making big purchases, or by people who were, transferring money between banks, real money between banks. This is an absolute beautiful coin. We've got the effigy of King Edward the 7th, being from 1902. So it was his first year of reign after Queen Victoria passed away. And the inscription on the side here, because of how much more real estate they had on the coin, they actually were able to put in a hell of a lot more words compared to the standard sovereign. You can see here. So instead of it being DG, they can actually say De Grau, which was De Gratia, or by the grace of God. How cool is that? And you can even see here as well, Fid Def, FD, Fide Defensor. They had much more real estate to actually put in some actual, or some more words into it, which was pretty cool to see. But it has just an absolutely commanding presence. I mean, look at it. You can even see the hair on this guy. Usually when you see a lot of coins with King Edward, usually you see him quite bald. And a lot of people thought that he was actually bald. But no, the guy actually does have a bit of hair. It's just that a lot of the coins have worn out because it's one of the areas where it'll wear out first. So this coin has not been circulated a lot. It has a little bit of toning, as you can see, around its hoof and around the dragon's head. Of course, it being only 91.67% pure, but I absolutely love this coin. This is like proper, the largest gold coin that I have, largest piece of gold that I have. So this was something I had to get, and I absolutely love it. All right, so after that, the next coin would have been this one that I've acquired. Now, as you can see, this one here says Sydney Mint, Australia, 1 sovereign. And you might think, hang on, don't all sovereigns usually have this design? St. George slaying the dragon. Or the shield back design, which unfortunately I don't actually have here today. But no, little did people know that Australia also minted British sovereigns. And when we first started off minting British sovereigns, we actually had our own design, and the Royal Mint accepted it. So we have here the design of the Sydney Mint. We've got the crown up there. We've got, I believe these are the Banksia wreaths around the word Australia, and the denomination of 1 sovereign. Now, this was actually supposed to be intended to be a coin that was, supposed to be circulated throughout the British Empire, but a lot of people didn't really accept it because they saw Australia, they saw Sydney Mint, they thought that this was only legal tender within Australia. But it actually is same weight, same purity, same size as a gold sovereign, and it was meant to be the same as the gold sovereign. So they made this coin between 1855, when we first opened the Sydney Mint, all the way up until 1870, which is the coin that I have here. And then after 1870, all future coins that they made in Australia or in any other mint throughout the British Empire, they followed the same designs as the Royal Mint, which was either the shield backs or St. George slaying the dragon. But, this is just a small piece of history here in Australia that we have here, where we had our own design using our own gold from our own mint. We made our own gold coins for a bit, just a little bit. That is a really cool piece to have. Absolutely love it. I'm very happy to have this as part of my collection. All right, we're almost there, guys. Now we're looking at this coin here. This one here is my 10th ounce. I bought this quite recently because I felt that, maybe I should, go back to getting more bullion gold, because as you can see, I have quite a lot of historical gold that's not 4/9 fine, or 4/9 pure gold. So I went back and I got this from my local bullion dealer. This is obviously the Britannia once more, but this is 2026, and it's a 1/10 ounce gold coin. You can see how tiny it is compared to the 1/4 ounce. But yeah, it's a nice little piece to add to my collection. Pretty cool. And finally, the most recent gold coin that I've purchased. And I found this in one of my local coin stores. And honestly, you don't see Mexican gold in Australia that often. Maybe in the United States you see it a lot because obviously, Mexico's right across the border. But in Australia, this is hard to find. This is extremely hard to find. So the fact that I found it at the local coin store, that's when I thought I had to have this. So this is a 2.5 pesos. It is tiny. Look at it. It's literally, slightly bigger than my fingernail. It's about the same size as the biggest nail that I have. This is a tiny bloody coin. And this is about, I think it's 0.0603 ounces of 90% gold. And I believe that worked out to be 1.87 grams of gold. Let me know if I'm right or wrong here. But yeah, if you can see there, the design is absolutely beautiful for something so small. It's smaller than a 10th ounce, I tell you, look at that. It's slightly smaller than a 10th ounce, you can see it. Just slightly smaller, a couple of millimeters really. But to imprint such a design on a coin like this is just impeccable. We've got the eagle there, eating a snake sitting on a cactus, which was, I believe it was, how the settlers there was able to find, that's how they found Mexico City, I think it was. So when they saw an eagle eating a snake on a cactus, that was the sign for them. On this kind of side of the coin, I can't remember who this person is. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments below. But essentially it just says 2.5 pesos, which is 2.5 pesos. It says 1945 here, which is obviously a restrike year. So unfortunately, this is actually one of the more common 2.5 pesos because a lot of them were restriked in future years after 1945. But hey, I absolutely love this coin. It's like a size of a button. And I'm very happy to have this in part of my collection as well. So that's it, guys. This is my entire collection of gold. And I'll do individual videos in future for each of these coins to give you a bit of a little bit of a rundown on its history, how I came to acquire it, how much it really did cost me for each coin, and the reasons why I wanted to really hold on to them as well. I know I've given you some reasons now, but you know, I don't have the time to actually go through, you know, the full acquisition phase of each of these coins that I had in this video. But yeah, these are my beautiful gold pieces. So in total, all of this would have been 2.3144 ounces of pure gold. Well, I mean, they're not pure, but I'm saying total gold weight is 2.3144 ounces. That works out to be about 71.98 grams if you wanted to follow the metric system. And if we wanted to look at the current gold price as of today, which I believe is sitting at 5,800 Australian dollars per ounce, that works out to be about $13,400 worth of gold you see before your eyes here. Well, that's it, guys. Let me know in the description below if you have any of these pieces in your collection, or what other pieces of gold you have as part of your investment portfolio. And please give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. And also don't forget to subscribe if you're looking forward to more videos such as this. I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Have a good one.